There are two chances, just like you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball that you could have scored. At least you could have given, even if you didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you will always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
It's another beautiful day to talk about football. And here on our screens, we have Costa Rica and the Zambia game, and also Japan and Spain games. Some call them Espanol, while some call them the Spanish national team, the Femina Spanish national team. So it's going to be a very interesting show today. I'm Adeyemi, your host for today. I'm not alone in the studio. I have the F1 Terib. I have the sport analyst. I also have the presenter turned analyst today. The guy for himself, Solomon Egbeneme. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And I also have, he's a Chelsea fan, but sometimes he stylishly denies it, but sometimes he agrees by fire by force. When you catch somebody on the corner. Yeah. So I have with me in the studio also Segun Adeyemi.
Good morning, Yemi. Good morning, Solomon. I can see you're so happy. Your club is actually doing very well. I just hope you guys keep that momentum.
Don't say you guys. We are both Chelsea fans. We are Chelsea fans.
OBNS is going to start opening the book of.
Yesterday, last season, body pain us. But we hope this coming season.
Let's enjoy. It's the season of female football, so let's just enjoy the female football before our female fans will say we are taking away their taking to the male type side of it.
So it's the 36th minute in the game between Costa Rica, Zambia, and Zambia is leading 2-0. And Zambia scored their first goal in the 3rd minute, a goal scored by Mupemba, and the second goal is a penalty from their tallest lady herself, Banda Barbara. So far, Solomon.
Yeah.
So far, so good for Zambia. But to what end?
Well, so far so good. It's unfortunate that the 3 points, the maximum 3 points is coming at this moment when it's not needed anymore. When it's not needed anymore, just playing for pride. But at least they can, with this victory, they can go home with their heads high because at least they've been able to register their name in the score sheet of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And, this is the first time of being in the World Cup. And though we didn't expect them to go that far, but we expected them to because prior to the match, we saw their pre-World Cup matches. With other big teams, they did very well, yes. And we expected them to bring it into the World Cup, but that didn't happen probably, and they were defeated, not just 2 goals, but five goals from Japan, 5 goals from Spain.
They were pummeled, humiliated. If there's a better word.
I will not say humiliation because that was how Nigeria.
Because when a team doesn't appear for a match, we walk over. It will be awarded 3-0. 5-0 is more than 3-0.
Yeah, of course. So with what we are seeing right now, 2-0 in the first half is a good thing for the Zambia. Let them go home with it. When they get home, they drink water and be happy. At least we have our first victory in the World Cup.
Segun, so far, Zambia has been able to score 2 goals in the first half. A team that could not find the back of the net in their first 2 games, being pummeled. So what do you think has changed for them?
Not really much change for the Zambians, except for they are not playing with pressure in this game because they are home and dry already. They are only playing for
they are not home and dry, they are going home.
They are home and dry already, so they are going home. So it's just a game of playing for pride, nothing at stake. So the pressure is not really on them. And it's just unfortunate to the Zambians that they found themselves in a group that had, world beaters like Japan and a fantastic team like the Spanish team. Yeah. So that is why the 5-0 actually looked like it was a very big victory against Zambia. But I'm going to take away the positivities in it. If you look at the African team, between me and you guys here, we've watched all the African teams play. Zambia happens to be the one that played the most beautiful pattern of football amongst the African teams here. Yeah. So it's just unfortunate that they got themselves where they are now, losing, lost 5-0 to Japan and lost 5-0 to Spain. So taking this victory, this is their debut at the World Cup. And I also expected it that they are actually going to defeat, what's it called, Costa Rica.
And Japan has a big chance.
Another goal. That's a goal.
Oh, Japan just made it 3.
3 for Japan.
We are still going to Japan. Let's conclude the discussion.
Okay. So as I was saying, so it's a very good one for them, going 2-0 up against Costa Rica. I just hope they won't just get, themselves in the mood and like we saw in the game South Africa against Argentina, whereby South Africa dominated play, and at the end of the day, it turned 2-2. So good one for Zambia. There's no pressure. They need this victory. At least they can have something to celebrate. And with the positive play they've played in this World Cup, there's more that can come from these Zambia ladies.
And they will be taking a lot of positives and a lot of learning.
That's what matters most. Yeah. I see on social media, I see Africans, trying to talk that there was an analyst that was talking about Africa is not ripe enough to win the FIFA Women World Cup. Yeah. Was even not see Nigeria qualifying from the group stage. I didn't see Nigeria qualifying from group stage too.
I too didn't.
So I saw Nigerians, in their emotion, trying to talk down the analyst. Why should you say that? You should believe. There's nothing like believe in football.
It's what you plan.
You need planning. You need everything right, and that's why just be the equalizer for.
For the Spain side, for Spain.
And don't forget, Costa Rica.
Look at the fight.
Costa Rica also looking for their first goal in this competition. So, this is another battle between two teams that are going home. So, both are just playing for pride. But I expect Zambia should actually take this. Let's just watch out for the positivity in it and what they are bringing back to the Africa as a continent.
As a continent. And you see, Zambia, the way they went to the Nations Cup, the way they have evolved over time. Coming into the Nations Cup, nobody would have given them a chance to make it to the World Cup. What do you think the authorities are doing right?
Well, I think the team started building right from the under 20, female under 20, and I think that was 2014 or 2011, where this lady we are seeing here today, that captains the team, Banda went to that competition at the age of 14, and she was so explosive. So that is where the building started, and they went to the last Olympics. Though they lost out. Even losing 5-0 wasn't much. Because they lost 10-3 to Netherlands at the last Olympics. So, it was a gradual process. And they find themselves where they are today. Lost 2 games there already and winning 1. And don't forget, at the WAFCON, they got to the final.
Leading one.
They defeated Nigeria in the semi-final.
Because South Africa has taught us that they can still draw.
They defeated Nigeria in the 3rd place at WAFCON. So that is a big motivation to them. Because they all know, and we know how big it is when you defeat the Super Falcons in Africa. It's a big motivator to you. And that is what one thing they brought to this World Cup. Though they started, and if there's one thing about these Zambia ladies, they are not scared of attacking. Even when losing 4-0, 5-0, they still play their pattern of football and play an all-massive attack game. So it's something they can actually build on. I expect them to come back to the country. I expect the Zambia Football Federation to actually invest more in the league. The league is what we need in Africa. The league needs to grow. If the league is going on very well, then the players will be exposed to lot of quality play. So that is what we actually need in Africa. We have what it takes to go farther than the quarterfinal, which was the last time Nigeria got to the quarterfinal. So we have what it takes to go beyond that. But we need that, that planning process. We need to start it now before the next World Cup.
Shegun said we need to start planning. And if you want to be successful in anything, you need to plan.
Of course.
Solomon, when you see the female game in Africa, it seems it's now going beyond what we expected.
Of course.
What do you think the CAF has done differently this time? Because we remember the Issa Hayatou administration, what they did, the level female football was at that time. We also remember Sepp Blatter, the level female football was at that time. And comparing it to what it is now, we know sometimes some people will say things can grow in time, but time always reveals what you have done in the past. So what do you think CAF and FIFA is doing differently that is now bringing the female game into our screens with the interest being increasing every day?
Well, every confederation, by the time they begin, like what CAF actually did,
yes.
they continue in the tournament, you understand what I'm saying? And also encourage clubs. In Nigeria now, the female side, are having a lot of clubs. The Queens and others in the, you have a lot of clubs. And apart from that, you look at the South African League too. They have a lot of clubs in South Africa. People go to play professional football there. Yes. And you hardly seen those days. And if you look at the Northern African side, where those days it was very difficult for the core Muslims to allow female to play football. It's not like that anymore. Yeah. You see females playing football. In fact, yesterday I saw somebody wore a hijab.
For Morocco. No, not the goal scorer, the defender, center back.
It's an attacker.
It's Jaraidi that scored.
She wore a hijab, and the FIFA did not say, okay, no hijab. It's allowed. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? All those things are encouraged. You allow whatever you want to wear, since your religion permits it. Good and fine, you wear it and play. We saw the lady with hijab yesterday, and it was good. It was even beautiful in her. I saw her and I said, well, maybe if I'm a feel that's why I would dress, because it was beautiful. Yeah, because it was beautiful. So it is good. So you see the encouragement here and there everywhere, and what propels some of this country. Nigeria has over-dominated that area when it comes to African football for nine seasons.
Not just 9 years, close to 20 years.
Yeah, so 9 times African champion.
Span of like 20 years.
9 times African champion. What are other countries doing? They need to wake up. And this is the first time we've seen Zambia, South Africa won it too.
Yeah.
And which other country won it also?
Equatorial
Guinea also won it. So they're gradually distributing it. But I'm very sure Nigeria will still win it again the way it's going. Probably 1 or 2 before other people come up and take it over.
So a quick update on the match is the second minute of additional time in the game between Costa Rica and Zambia in the first half. Zambia leading 2-0. Goal scored by Mpwemba and Banda Barbara from the penalty spot on the 31st minute. And let's talk about Japan, Spain.
Well,
we'll still come back to the, the African topic is a topic that we can expand on, but we have to keep giving our viewers the update of the match, because the Japan-Spain's game is the 3rd minute of additional time in the first half, and Japan leading 3-0. Shagun,
wow,
are you not surprised?
We never saw this coming, because I expected it to be a tight game between these two teams. And any team facing these two teams in the the second round, it will be so unfortunate for that team, because these are two fantastic teams. Japan came into this game with that. We've seen them in this competition against against Costa Rica and Zambia. Yeah. We know how clinical they can be in front of goal.
Of course.
And we've seen the 3 goals they score here. This is a typical, well-drilled team goal. That is it. You look at the team. You look at a player like Tamaka, who is their major talisman in this squad. She hasn't really come into this competition to flop. I think she has the highest assist in this competition already. And this is a team that, one-time defending champion. They were the one-time champions of the FIFA World Cup. So, they have a lot of history when it comes to the female World Cup. I'm even sure the Spanish team, they were caught unaware and surprised in this game. Losing 3-0 in the first half. But, you can't take anything away from the Spanish ladies also. They can come in the second half and, spring some surprises up in this game. So it's a beautiful game. It's just unfortunate that it's 3-0 in the first half. And I'm sure Japan are just in this. They are coming to this game, to make a statement.
when you look at, Solomon, when you look at the way Spain plays, you look at it that they want to dominate play.
Yeah.
But when you look at Japan, you know they are a well-coached team to hurt you where it hurts the most. Yeah. They can surrender possession, but when they are with the ball, they can make good use of it judiciously. And looking at this game now, what do you think Spain is doing wrong?
In fact, if we look at the Spaniard side, the conventional play of the Spain team, the tiki-taka, it's like it is absent. Probably, I don't know, probably it's the tactics of the Japanese side.
When you are 3-0 down.
Yeah, when you are 3-0 down, you know, of course you need to play attacking football.
Yeah.
But prior to the 3-0, before the goals came, you know, I expected Spain to hold on to the ball because they have the ability, you understand, to hold the ball because they can play that tiki-taka and hold the ball for a long period of time before losing the ball. But right now, Japan are not even giving them that opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Japan are not giving them that opportunity to do that. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And they break them at every moment. And if you look at the kind of goals they score, one of the goals Maizawa scored was a ballistic shot, which we have not seen in this tournament. You know, from outside the 18 box. And right now she is the top scorer. She's having 4 goals ahead of other people who have 3 goals. I think we're having up to four people who are having 3 goals already. But with that score, she has a breeze right now. You know, from distance and the attacking style of play, they were able to infiltrate the defense of the Spain side. And before you know, they got the goal.
Shegun.
That's why I say it's a well-drilled team. These girls are actually well-drilled, and you can see it in the pattern of play. Most of them have actually played together for a long time, you know, spanning over 4 to 5 years together. So they understand each other play. If you see the game against Zambia, talking about the Japanese against Zambia, it was a beautiful game. You know that this is a team that is actually ahead of even the remaining African teams. I won't even verge for Nigeria against this
Japanese team. They are even ahead of a lot of European teams. In fact, when you look at it, if you want to mention top 5, don't you think, in fact, top 3 teams that we've seen so far play, the cohesion, they play, don't you think Japan should be in that mix?
Yeah, they're actually in the top 3 for me, because when you look at it, they are one of the teams that actually have 100%. They are one of the teams who's looking likely to have 100%.
And they've not considered a goal.
And they've not considered a goal in this competition. And coming up 3-0 against Spain is a statement. They are not yet to play. They're
not yet to play. I look at when you look at the FIFA ranking. Yeah. Japan is ranked 11, where Spain is ranked 6th. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And for them to come up with this kind of display, well, they don't want any. I think when they won the female World Cup before once, right?
Japan has won.
They won it once. Germany won it twice. Norway won it once, and then USA won it 4 times. You know, so there's a team to reckon with, and it's a team. Though a lot of people did not expect them, because after winning the female World Cup for so long a time, they were absent in.
They have to go back for it.
They were absent.
What is happening with China too, right?
Yeah, it's a transition period.
Yeah. So they were absent. Nobody saw them.
The same thing is happening to Chelsea too. So on that lighter note, you know, we talk football, and sometimes you just have to shine your teeth with it, because it is not do or die. Yeah, somebody must win. You know, FIFA now said, for somebody to win, if you like, don't score full time. Extra time, don't score. You have to win penalty. So in football, somebody must win.
Of course.
And it's halftime in both games already. And Zambia took their 2-0 win to halftime. 2-0 lead, to halftime. And Japan leading Spain 3-0 at halftime. Shegun, when a team wins, they are hard to fault. But when you look at Spain against Zambia, you will look at there were a lot of spaces that Zambia didn't take advantage of them. When you possess the ball, you should not lose concentration because you want to take possession. So do you think that is their undoing in this match, or what do you think is going wrong with them?
Their greatest undoing in this match is the way the Japanese actually countered them in this game. That's the difference we saw in the game with
Zambia.
Yeah. Zambia were easy to counter on Spain, but they only have one talisman in that team. In Banda. And she alone can't do the whole work for the team. Yeah. That really affected them against Spain. And you look at these Zambians, tactically they are not on the same level with the Spanish.
Yes,
we saw how many times they tried playing keeping the offside trap. And how many times Spain
and they failed successfully.
How many times Spain scored through that line. And now into this game against Spain against Japan, these are two tactically brilliant teams. Yeah. Teams that they know what it takes. They know how to translate the language of football, and that's what we see in this game. Yeah. So every small mistake you make in this team, they punish you. And that is one thing about the Asians. Teams like Japan, you look at the kind of goals they score. They are dangerous in the box, and they are dangerous from outside the box. They can take when you see Endo with the ball, you should be scared of. You don't even know if she wants to take a shot or she wants to make a pass. That is the beauty of this Japanese team. And that is one thing Spain has to be conscious of. It's very good they are losing in the first half. At least their mistakes is leading to go against a very tactically brilliant team. So they can work on those those lapses they didn't see. Because you can't really judge them based on the game against Zambia and Costa Rica. These are the whipping boys in the group. So you can't really judge them. Now they are facing a team as good as they are or better than them. Yeah. So that is why we are seeing the lapses. And a team like Japan is actually taking advantage of that lapses because they are also tactically brilliant. And we've not really seen much lapses from the Japanese to the first half. Let's see what happens in the second half. You look at the Spanish starting level, you see a player like Putalas, you see players like Emoso, and Benotti. These are players that can actually
hurt you. And Putalas is the reigning Ballon d'Or winner for the ladies.
And there's still Randodo on the bench. Yeah. We saw what she did when she came in against Zambia, came off the bench and scored 2 goals in that game. So they too have players that can come into the second half, and get the goals. And don't forget, this Spanish team is a team that is not scared of. They are never scared of scoring in a game. Yeah. So there's still lots to come, a lot to offer in this game.
Solomon, what do you think is working for Japan?
Well, to Japan, they are well disciplined. One, their accuracy, their flexibility. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It is paying off for them. Yeah. And you understand, they are so flexible. That's what sometimes when I look at some of the African team, that's one thing that is absent. They are very heavy, they're not flexible. But you see the Japanese side, they are very flexible and they are very accurate. And if you look at their positioning, excellent. You understand what I'm saying? If you look at their positioning, excellent. To me, that's what I think is working for them. But apart from that, I want us to take something to consideration. Japan and Spain have already qualified for this very group stage right now. And we cannot say, to me, I know that this Spain side, they are better than what they are doing right now. We don't know what they have in.
This is their starting.
Yeah.
They know what they are playing. They know that they are playing against a very
good. Yeah. So probably the seriousness is not there. This footballer game is about tactics. It's about pretense. It's about everything.
No, but to be fair, you can't give what you don't have.
You are making an excuse for them. Now,
no, it's not making them look like a fluke. No, that is the only. That is now. Let me tell you.
Defend yourself in this court.
Let me tell you now. Let me tell you. The Spaniard side, they are experienced. Do you agree with me?
Of course.
Because 10 of their players play for Barcelona. 9 of their players play for Real Madrid. Yeah. So they are exposed. Yeah. So they know what they are after. Probably you don't come up there's one thing I observe from even Randy Redrum, the Nigerian coach. The coach, he also is from USC. He was from Pittsburgh. He coached there. He's experienced. You don't throw everything.
I'm coming. You can't say that is the experience because he was not coaching on the highest level.
University.
Not national team. He's just university. It's his first assignment.
If you don't want to say okay, I agree, no experience, but it's knowledge. It's knowledgeable about the game.
Of course.
That's the language.
That's why he's a coach.
That's why he's a coach. He's knowledgeable about the game. So he did not throw everything in the first match.
Okay.
He went wrong. He didn't throw everything. He didn't throw every tactics. He didn't throw all the players. Of course, he didn't throw all the players.
He start again against Canada.
He said?
Who did not start again against Canada?
In Canada, Ajibade was not there.
Ajibade was injured.
He was injured.
And she had a ban. Sorry, Ajibade and Alima. And Abiodun came in and did a fantastic job. That was the best Nigerian could play against Canada.
But looking at it now, I think I get your point.
What you're saying. Let me tell you.
I get your point.
I understand what you're saying. If you look at what they play against Canada, the first 15-20 minutes, they were not even attacking.
Yeah.
Because we got late, we developed into the game very.
That's
what
we
grew into the game.
That's one of those things I'm talking about.
They grew up into the game late.
When you
face team that will punish you.
Teams like England and you play teams like
Japan.
England is even very.
They won't let you come back
because England will score the first goal while you are still trying to settle into the game. When England score you within 6 to 10 minutes and they score one goal, they lock shop, and that is all. Look at their two games. It's 1-0. Very early in the game.
1-0
they score the one goals and just lock the shop. That is all. So we don't have to just look at him and say what drum this. They have to learn how to settle into the game very early.
Grow just start playing your game as soon as possible.
Ireland, we know how defensive Ireland is. If Ireland should score a goal within 15 minutes.
On that note, let's go to what happened yesterday. Yeah. You spoke about Shegun. You spoke about growing into the game very early. Morocco scored as early as the 6th minute.
That is it.
And close shop.
Jaraide. Yeah. And they close shop. What do you think? Morocco, 3 points. Do you see them qualify?
No. I'm coming. Do you know that Nigeria made a very big mistake during the African Nations Cup? You know that Eguavon took Nigeria to the World Cup.
The Super Eagles?
Yeah, the Super Eagles. In fact, during the preliminaries, they played everything.
Yeah.
They played everything. They released all their best. And someone just studied them and got them at that point. You don't. That's
no.
That's tactic. That was coaching.
Yeah, that's coaching. Now, we are talking about approach here.
Approach to game.
Yeah. Approach not the coach. Game, not the coaching. Yeah. And that's why Shegun, we'll come back to this. You know, Nigeria is still playing later, and our viewers will be here to cover the game between Nigeria and Ireland. You don't want to miss it. I know that's the main game most African viewers are looking forward to, and maybe some viewers all over the world, because you know Nigeria is doing wonders in this World Cup. And Shegun, looking at it, Jaraide scoring as early as the 6th minute. The approach, they took control of the first 10 minutes of that game, and the first 10 minutes turned out to 3 points. Do you see them qualify?
Wow, it's very hard for them because they also happen to be in a group exactly like this. What Zambia found themselves in. Yeah. You know, a group that has Germany and.
But Nigeria's group is also difficult.
No, you can't compare it. It's a group that has Germany and what's it called?
And Colombia.
It's going to be trouble for you in such group. We saw the Colombians against what's it called, Germany. They held their own against Germany. Yeah. And that's the same Germany that defeated our Morocco sisters 6-0. So in a game like this, it's going to actually be hard for them. Yes, I expect them to go into the game against Colombia and see if they can get 1 point. But it's very hard for them to try and qualify from that group.
All right, coming to this match, I didn't see Colombia as one of the top contenders of this very World Cup. But they've shown themselves and they've proven that, we are good to go. You know, so that's why when we talk about the group, at the point, we are not seen as the most difficult group, because we didn't know that Colombia would put up this kind of display. Yeah.
But the essence of the World Cup is actually to reveal.
You know, there was a thing I was going to say when the group started. Yeah. I was skeptical about this in Colombia. That this is a team that got to the final of the under 17 World Cup, and they have most of these players that played in the under 20 World Cup, and they got to the final of the under 20 World Cup. Yeah. Most of them made the bedrock of their senior team. So the express is actually there for the Colombians. This is a fantastic squad. They were one of the two that will surely qualify from that group. Morocco is another debutant in this World Cup, so they'll find it hard to actually, give Colombia or Morocco Colombia or Germany a run for their money in the World Cup. So Colombia is one of the underdogs, one of the outside team to actually get to the final of this competition. It's a fantastic squad, a fantastic team. They are as good as the Brazilians.
And let's go to the Germany-Colombia game. Since you mentioned Colombia, Solomon, you've seen Linda Sasaido. Before I go to Shegun, because Shegun has a unique way of describing. I don't know. Maybe he has other motive.
It's his girlfriend.
We don't know. We don't know. What do you think? You saw that.
Yeah. In fact, it was that yesterday match, Colombia, Germany. It's one of the match I want to watch again because it was so tough, so highly contested, so intense. The cohesion was there, the fight was there. At a point, it looked as if they were going to punch each other. And the brilliance of Calcido, Linda Calcido, added, to making Colombia won that match. In fact, the way she scored the goal, and back to back she has scored. The way she scored that goal yesterday was so brilliant. Beating two defenders and hitting the ball, and side netting the ball. Inside the net, but side of inside the net.
They call it the top corner.
Wow.
See, when you see there are goals. That's why we have best goal of the tournament.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at it, you look at how decisive she is. And Shegun, looking at how decisive she is, don't you think that's too much of a talent for an 18 years old?
Cali is always called Cali. That is a city in what's it called in Colombia.
Yeah.
It's called the city of where female football grows in Colombia.
Yeah.
And the experience is there because when you look at Casaido, the first time I was exposed to, was a final of South America female cup between Brazil and Colombia. And I saw this brilliant young lady. I think then she was 16 years old, playing in the national team. And that was when I grew. I had interest in her career. Yeah. Then next year I saw her at the under-20 World Cup. As a 17 years old, she went to the under-17 World Cup. Unfortunately, they played against Nigeria in the semi-final. She got to the final. I think she won the silver ball. She was second to Vicky.
And that is a goal for the Spain.
For Costa Rica. And the second half has resumed. The discussion.
I hope this is not going to be another problem.
It's getting more interesting.
I hope it's not going to be a problem for them. 2-1 against 2-1 now. Just 1 minute. Just at the first minute of the second half.
No,
Costa Rica got a goal.
The second
minute. Sorry, Costa Rica got a goal off a corner kick. And this was the problem, what's it called? South Africa also failed in their game. Now, I don't think that's an offside.
No, that's not enough.
That's not enough. Or it might just be an infringement on the goalkeeper.
No, that's no infringement. That should be a goal.
That should be a goal. Okay, so still talking about Caicedo.
Now, you see, this goalkeeper is back.
I wanted to tell you in the first time, you didn't see your girlfriend. Your girlfriend is back in the group.
No, not my girlfriend. You have to ask somebody else.
So talking about Caicedo, at the age of 18, doing wonders like this, like she currently plays for a big team like Real Madrid. Real Madrid are trying to build their team around that. When you look at playing for its big team like Real Madrid, you look at the facilities, what she trains with. These are world-class facilities, and this is what players actually need to actually grow. Yeah. And she will surely grow into the game. When you look at her age, at the age of 18, she's doing wonders like this. Then she's a big suspect to actually win the Ballon d'Or in future to come. She's at the age of 18, and your team is actually built around you. A team like Colombia, the national team is built around you. Every good thing in the national team is built around you. It shows how much they actually, adore and how much talent is embedded in that young lady. It's just unfortunate that she's a Nigerian. We're unable to get that talent.
Solomon, it is one thing to be good. It is one thing for you to perform under pressure with a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Shouldering a team, from my experience, because I have shouldered something, even not on the professional level, it's not easy.
Of course.
Because when you need goals, it's your name. Yeah. You keep hearing, we don't hear that on mics. They stand near the field and start screaming your name. You hold the captain band, the fans are screaming your name. So, with that for an 18 years old, with the way she's performing, are we not here to see? Well,
the way she's performing, she's going to go far. But to me, I don't think the team is solely built on her. There is Ramirez. Ramirez, she's another fantastic player. I think that team is built around her. That the way I see, she's just a supporting striker who comes and she's just good at what she's doing. She's just excellent at what she's doing. But see, most time the focus of most of the players is on Ramirez. You understand? But she just come when you don't expect her and do extraordinary things, and before you know what's happening, you get. But for an 18 years girl with a lot of responsibility, even when you watch the match, you see some Colombian fans. They're already saying, they had a placard and they were saying, Colombia is Linda. Colombia is Linda. They watch the match. Yeah. So probably
you are giving them what to cheer.
Yeah, probably it's a way to cheer up. But they also forget that it is also you are adding more responsibility to her shoulder. She's too young for that. She should. This is her first World Cup, right? This is her first World Cup. So they give her like senior World Cup. Give her like one more World Cup. Then they begin to give her more responsibility. If you look at it, she's at the point like she wanted to slump, and we got from the information we got that she slumped in training. And that yesterday, the match yesterday.
She actually played a lot of football.
Too many games
for her, and fatigue. Played club football for Real Madrid. Played under 17 World Cup, under 20 World Cup, and here's the senior World Cup. The Olympics is coming very soon. She will also begin to the Olympics. So, a lot of games for an 18 years old. It reminds me of, the way her talent is growing reminds me of a young Asisa Oshoala when she broke into the national team at the age of 18. And she was so terrific against him and electrifying. And that's why she's a 5 times African Footballer of the Year. So the future is actually bright for Casado.
Yeah,
the future is actually
really
bright. Injury.
And she's beautiful.
If there's no injuries in it.
She's black beautiful. Is beauty, actually.
The black doesn't break.
It doesn't break. And on the doesn't break a black note, but it seems some ladies from Zambia are beginning to break. But we hope they don't break. We hope they can get their ass together.
We hope they don't break. We just hope they we can see that the game is actually
and you can see, Japan.
The game is actually played more by...
The 52nd minute of the game, viewers, Zambia is leading 2-1. And Costa Rica scored in the second minute of the second half, which has brought the game back to life, and it's been end-to-end stuff. So far, so good for Zambia, but we don't know if it will be so good. Maybe they might break or not before the end of the match, but we are here to dish it out to you, to give you the update as it goes by. And the 51st minute of the game between Japan and Spain too, still 3-0, nothing has changed.
It's still looking like a game that Zambia still has in control, and you can see the way they are playing from the defense to the midfield is actually compact. That hasn't been their problem. Sorry, the problem has actually always been transiting to the attack, and you can see the goalkeeper again, and she has been a suspect. She has been a suspect in all games, just like the first game. I don't know why they didn't keep on to the second choice goalkeeper who deputized very well for her. This might just be another penalty. And like in the first game, what cost a red card? Something like this exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. And she did it twice. She got first yellow card.
She's always wrong with her judgment.
Timing.
Timing and judgment is always wrong. And that might just be costly for the team again. I just hope that is not a penalty, but from all looks, it looks like a penalty to Costa Rica. VAR will surely be checking that. And back to the game against Japan against Spain. That is about 10 minutes or close to 10 minutes into the second half. And there's no... Let's see.
Did she get the ball?
Oh, it's going to be a penalty.
She got the ball.
No, she's not the one who got the ball. The Costa Rica got the ball first. She now kicks the leg. The Costa Rica was there before her, got the ball before her. Then she missed the ball and cleared the leg of the Costa Rica.
She's always quick to come out of a line, and no, she's not always quick. She's always late. Or she's always trying to fight it in her head. Should I go out for the ball, or should I stay back? And it makes her come out. Her judgment is always wrong, and the timing is always wrong. You need to make up your mind as soon as possible. And when you're going into tackles in your box, you don't even need to touch the striker. A striker is always
in a safe place.
A striker herself is always trying to sell herself into you and buy a penalty off you. Yeah. And she has been buying into that. I think the offside might just be there.
Offside in the build-up.
Offside might just be in the build-up. No, there's no offside.
There's an offside.
No.
You know why? Because the player intercepted play. she reacted towards play, so it might be for another.
This is a penalty.
It's not an
but
offside.
this is a terrible time.
This is a terrible time.
This is a terrible time.
There was no offside in that move. Did you see it very well?
No, there was offside.
No, look at the
the
referee is going for penalty, not offside.
No, VR, you know, they will
check both.
the
They will check both, but there's no offside there from my own judgment from here.
Coming back, I think this will be a penalty. Let's see.
This tackle is a penalty.
Yes.
It's sure.
It's the build-up.
You know, where the book is like Shagun and Solomon. Go over 2.5.
And this is so unfortunate. Seeing them
it's actually go. Both matches are going go.
Seeing them coming back, you know, from winning 2-0 and coming back into playing 2-2. And you know this
is exactly what happened to South Africa.
Against South Africa. But the difference between the Costa Ricans and the South Africans is that the Costa Ricans
you see, this is a penalty.
They are actually better than the Argentines.
She didn't get the ball. She got the ball.
She got the leg.
Yeah. So
she was so late.
The only saving grace can be
if there's an offside there.
Yeah.
I'm sure the VR must have checked the offside before coming in to check if there was possible
there was no offside.
But we are still waiting for what the
we can only see the concentration of the VAR. It's only checking the penalty. It's not talking about the offside.
No, that's what they did.
You know, I'm surprised that we have 2 games and most of our conversation has been on Zambia because Japan has practically dominated the game between Japan and Spain. And Spain just have a corner.
This is where we're having more of the talking. This is where we are seeing most of the talking. You know, coming from 2-0 to 2-2, 2-1, and now
maybe
it might just be
a penalty.
It's an interesting game at hand.
And it's taking the referee so long a time to decide. But it's clear to us here anyway. She has the final.
And looking at this Spain game, look at their setup. They concentrate more on the passing. And losing concentration.
Okay, look at the offside.
Now they'll check the offside.
Look at the offside.
So you check for possible.
Look at her reaction.
Now look, she's back.
Look at the reaction of the player towards the ball. Did she come to the ball?
Now let me tell you. No, what you know.
There was an interception.
No. Let them go back to that.
Wait. She was coming. She was coming.
A pass before he got to her place already.
Oh, this is a penalty.
That's a penalty, no doubt. The first check is going to be.
We have to speak.
No. For the offside, the reason you don't know the reason why I say it's not going to be offside.
Yeah.
If you look at the Costa Rican player, it was coming, was backing the box of this, and she was walking down.
She was coming out.
Coming out
from the offside position.
Yeah, she was coming out.
If that pass had been intercepted,
it has been
first.
Play has been switched.
If it has been intercepted,
and the pass was from a Zambia player.
Yeah.
So that might just be a penalty.
So that's a penalty.
Let's just say
as far as I'm concerned,
it's going to the side.
I can be wrong, but
to me, this is one of the decisions that took the referee longer time than any other.
It's really technical.
She has to explain and explain.
Yeah, of course.
Offside.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Because the player reacted.
So the first thing you check is the offside, not the penalty.
Not the penalty.
That's what we are trying to explain.
But we are focusing on the penalty more than the offside.
You check.
You know that one of play
the penalty, and you see that you are sure that there is a penalty.
Okay, look at her. She was walking back. She was walking back.
She was coming from the offside position.
And reacting to the ball. If she had stood, I didn't make an attempt towards the ball. It wouldn't have. So
did she have a touch? Did she have a touch on the ball?
She doesn't have. There's a reaction from her to the ball.
It's the reaction.
There's a reaction.
How many offside did you see that the player touched the ball?
There was a reaction from her. Just remind me of the goal scored by Morocco at the FIFA World Cup against Portugal.
Yeah.
There was no touch from Saiz there.
Yes, sir.
But him reacting to the ball was what caused that offside.
So
that's just the way it is.
Yeah. So
that is a good call.
Zambia escaped that.
That's a good call from the referee. But you know the goalkeeper is the suspect.
But do you know that
she's still going to give this out? She's going to give out that penalty.
You know, there's this saying that the referee's discretion. Some referees can give that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Some referees can, because they would say there's a break in play. So you know these laws are relative, and mainly that's why you see technical teams like Italy, Argentina. They take time to study the man that wants to. The officiating personnel, they take time to study them so that they can be in their favorite book. So sometimes it's not about being manipulative; it's about being smart.
But the ref actually got that call right, and The goalkeeper is actually Musunda is actually a suspect in this game. You know, she hasn't really controlled that back line. I just hope that mistake.
And there's a substitution, double substitution, and in the game between Japan and Spain. And you can substitute any. You can even change the whole thing when you're leading.
And that is still Zambia trying to. They are playing more of the defensive game for the past 4 minutes of the game.
You know,
the team is looking actually broken right now.
The 46th minute of the game, Spain made a substitution, and Japan also made a substitution. Hernandez came in for Garcia, and Miyazawa came in for Fujina. And
I really love this ref to give me my this Chelsea player Emono, who is on the bench. That's a fantastic player for Japan also. One player I'm looking forward to seeing Chelsea in senior team next season.
And also the 59th minute
from the beautiful sets of the Casado and Vicky.
Yeah. You know, let's not talk about Linda.
That's a corner kick.
There's a whole lot to talk about. The 59th minute, there was a double substitution from the Japanese coach, withdrawing Nagano for Asigawa and Shimizu for Moriya. I hope I pronounced those names well. Pardon me. I'm just a Yoruba boy from Nigeria.
Of course, he brought in Alba Fujino for Mizowa. That's the scorer of the brace. You know, she was the one who scored the 2 goals, and she's stopped now. She's having 4 goals, and she has to be brought out because it's like they're
true already.
It's like Japanese are comfortable with this.
How can you not be comfortable with 3-0?
You know, the worst that can happen here is 3-1 or 3-2 or 3-3. That's the worst that can happen. And they have a fantastic bench.
But I don't see a draw in this game. They just need to cut the lines. And they are doing it well. They are very, very tactically brilliant.
And you can see even with the 3-0, they are not staying at the back. They are still pushing the Spaniard back to their half.
You know, in football, they say the best form of defense is attack. When you keep your opponent at bay.
We saw Zambia try doing that. The best form of defense is to attack.
No. That is when you attack without concentrating on your defense. It's interwoven. So, but you can't go and stay at the back because you want to defend. You will end up going under too many pressure, which can cause goals. And it's the 61st minute of the game between Japan and Spain. Still 3-0. Nothing too much to talk about. It's been a game that Japan has done their due diligence.
It's not like Spain are actually not playing well in this game. You know, it's just a tactical, brilliant game from the two
Funny
teams.
enough, if you look at Japan-Zambia, if you look at that game, it was like a balanced game. It's when you look up and look at the scoreline.
No, it was from that Japan Zambia game. I knew Spain were going to take advantage of Zambia trying to play with a high line offside trap. Also because like Japan scored 2 goals that day that was cancelled for offside. And we saw it happen against Zambia also, against Spain also, but Spain took advantage of it very much. Those pocket chances, those pocket spaces are what Japan has not actually given to Spain in this game, and those are what Spain actually need in this game. I think that is that Redondo coming in, and that is another fantastic player for Spain. Let's see what she can actually do in this game. She plays for
that was a double substitution for Spain.
But you know she can't score 3 goals in this game.
Anything is possible.
This is not Zambia. It's not Zambia.
Okay.
But if you also look at the match,
Shagun said it's not Zambia. It is Shagun that said it. Okay. On the game between Costa Rica and Zambia is really eating up.
Of course,
you can see that even the inconsequential game that we thought there's nothing to play for is now bringing life.
Yeah,
it's bringing the interest. Of course, it's taking our attention.
Now, if you look at a lot of people did not expect the match to be this interesting. You know? If you look at the stadium, Waikato Stadium, it is 25,000 capacity, and if you look at it, it's not filled up.
Yeah.
I think it's the second time we are seeing this kind of attendance, spectators in the World Cup.
It's normal. It's normal in the World Cup. It's not every time.
We didn't expect that because already because both of them are already out. But we thank God. And we thank God for what Costa Rica are coming up now. I think they've scored a goal They've recorded a goal. I think it's a welcome development for them. I think they'll go home happy because already from the Happy Index International, Costa Rica, they are the most happiest people in the world. So it's not going to be a problem for them. That one goal is enough to give them more joy. So they should go home and celebrate.
How did they measure those happiness?
Did you see this match? Brazil versus France.
Brazil, I saw it. That was
a fantastic.
Cracker.
That was one of the best 2 matches I've seen in this.
9-minute winner.
It has to be France versus
and
Brazil.
The French coach is our
Renard.
Yeah, Renard, the former coach of
Zambia national team. He has played a lot of national teams. Yes, Morocco. A lot of teams you can mention it, and that was a fantastic game. You actually see the tactical brilliance in that game, and you ask yourself, had this female playing this football, fast-paced football. You see the switch. You see the switch of getting the ball. I was like, no, this is a female.
That game is top notch. Wow. But you see some female games, it's like we'll get to that.
Don't let us go there. I hope you watch. I just hope you watch South Africa versus Argentina. That game was so boring.
No, I didn't.
It was so boring.
Because actually that day I was recovering.
But that match picked up towards the end.
I was down with
it. It picked up towards the end.
When Rodriguez came in for Argentina.
Yeah. But that first goal, the first goal Argentina scored was.
Yeah, it was a top-notch goal. That was off the cross from Rodriguez.
There was nothing the goalkeeper could do.
South Africans they caused the calamity for themselves in that game. They lost lots of glaring chances. And the substitution from Desire Elias was so wrong. Wrong substitution cost her that game. Because remember, Solomon, we were here in the studio that day. Immediately she moved Kasari. I was like, why should you?
Yeah, you talked about, and everything changed.
And the game changed.
Immediately it collapsed.
Yeah.
It collapsed, and you considered 2 goals, 2-2. The next thing.
It seems Banda has been withdrawn.
Yeah, no, yellow card.
Okay, she's on yellow card.
You were playing 2-2. You know they considered the scoreline was 2-2. You removed your 2 strikers that are your talisman. 2 players that can get you goal at any time. Tiba and what's it called? And what was the other lady name?
This popular.
I can't forget. I can't remember her name. You withdrew 2 of them. Where do you want to get the goal from?
And a little update.
Game you actually need.
Putellas was withdrawn for Redondo. And Cadente was withdrawn from Navarro. Maybe the coach was expecting
I think Redondo is
miracle.
Redondo is looking like she's looking like she'll be the replacement for Putellas on the long run, because this is the 2nd game she's actually replacing Putellas in this competition.
Viewers, you can join in on the conversation via the live chat on YouTube, or maybe calling. The numbers is on your screens, so you can call in and join us. And when you are calling from outside Nigeria, you just add your +234 to the number is +234 903 04 99917. Just when you check the screen, you see it there. And there's a message here from David Platt asking us, will Zambia qualify from the group stage?
No. Zambia are not qualifying. They should be planning their return ticket by now. They are just playing for pride right now. So it's not like they're playing to qualify. They have just 3 points, and they don't
have 3 points.
No, they'll be having 3 points if they should win this game.
Yeah, if they win this game, they'll be having 3 points.
The table toppers are having 9 points and 6 points respectively. So. It's let me use Yemi's language. It's a Shebotilo game.
It's a
that's offside.
Offside. But VR will check that.
Well, VR will check that.
I think that is an offside.
Oh,
but the Costa Rica. That is that another goal for?
No. Just
replay.
The goal scorer is actually going out. Ueki going out there.
From the question he asked, both Costa Rica and Zambia, they're already out of this competition.
Both of them are just playing.
Yes, they're just playing for pride.
No, this shouldn't be an offside.
It's an offside.
It's an offside.
There's a new rule for offside right now. Your hands don't actually keep you in offside position.
Yeah, your hands. Yeah.
Okay,
so let's see what Vera will be checking.
No, the body is actually out.
Okay, it's an offside.
It's an offside.
Twice. Vera has come to the aid of the Zambians.
They might not be so lucky.
They might not be
it's like they are still playing that offside.
They might not. Yes, they're still trying to play the offside trap, and they might not be lucky the 3rd time.
All right, the way the match is going right now, you see that the Costa Rican have actually dominated the play. This second half, I think they scored the first goal in the early, just 1 minute. 2 minutes into the first half. And they've actually taken position. If you look at most of the shots so far, attempt is from the Costa Rican side. The way it's going, probably it's going to be a draw.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. The way it's going, Costa Rica is going to score more. The attack we are seeing from the Zambia side is like it's no longer coming. And the domination from the midfield to the attack is on the side of the...
Let's quickly talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, very important. As something happened, one of the heaviest defeats in a female World Cup. Norway played the first game, lost it. Second game, played a draw. They've not scored. And in a game, they came up with 6 goals. Shagun, what do you think worked for them?
You know, Norway is actually a fantastic squad when it comes to
a
fantastic team when it comes to female World Cup also. And don't forget they are one-time champions, world champions when it comes to female World Cup. They actually dominated the female World Cup too in the early years of formation of the female World Cup. So coming into this competition, you look at their striker I can't remember that name is actually Greer, who plays for Olympic Lyon. That's a fantastic player. You know, they have a lot of players with a lot of experience, and you see my beautiful Chelsea player in that team, Guro Reitan in that team.
You can see he's a Chelsea fan.
When it comes to the female team, yes, I'm always proud of the Chelsea female team. And you see Guro Reitan in that team. You know, you look at what she actually brings to the game. That was actually a fantastic one for. Okay, it was a full offside. It was a full offside, not at the end. And it was so unfortunate for Philippines to actually play against a fantastic squad like the Norwegians girls yesterday. And don't forget, there was also a record for Philippines in that game.
Yeah, after 4-0. After 4 or 5-0.
And you look at the the difference in both teams. It's just like what we're saying about Africa. Philippines can't stand a chance against a good team like Norway.
Norway, yeah. You know, see, Yoruba will say "Bafo guy," meaning if somebody is bigger than you, you just have to work to get to that level.
You know, if to me, the Norwegians are one of the team I would say actually have not put up a good performance, given the record, given the fact that they are 12th ranked in the world, and they won the 1995 Women World Cup. So they have won it before, but they are one of the people that have won it before. So I expected to see them, but that goal margin yesterday, I didn't expect it from them because they played their first leg against the co-host New Zealand. They were defeated 1-0. And we see the celebration that day. I said, in fact, that very day, a lot of people were staking for Norway to win that very particular match, but the New Zealand took that day, won them 1-0. And after that, their second match, what was the second score?
Against Switzerland.
It was a full-time draw.
Full-time draw, nil-nil.
Against Indian. So, and yesterday they won it in a very good match, putting themselves in a position to qualify. If probably there is going to be...
They've qualified.
Good.
That win, they just needed to score 3 goals.
And that goal match is enough 6. That goal match is enough to...
So, Group A has been decided. New Zealand, the co-host, are out of the competition. That is the first hosting nation to be eliminated at the group stage of a FIFA Women's World Cup. And this is actually the first edition that is co-hosted. Australia, New Zealand. Australia too is on the verge.
Australia might get that game today, you know. They have Sam Kerr back in that.
Another Chelsea player. You can see that he's a Chelsea fan.
I'm not
but it's good.
I'm not trying to be biased here.
No, Sam Kerr is good. She's really good.
Do you know why I say it's good for him to be a Chelsea player? Because it is from this Chelsea female follow-up that he has been doing that he knows most of these players. He knows them. He knows their name. He knows what they are doing. I think it is good to be a Chelsea player.
When you look at Sam Kerr, and you look at what she brings into the team. You look at the game against Nigeria. They actually miss her up front. You look at the game against Ireland. They miss her up front. We know what she brings to the game. She's a terrific goal scorer, a player that can get you a goal at any time. So having her back in the squad is actually a big boost to the team. So they still stand a very good chance. They are actually a kind of far better than than New Zealand when it comes to female football. So it's a different stroke for different folks.
Yeah. So Group A has been decided. Switzerland topped that group with 5 points. Norway 4 points. But New Zealand had 4 points, but Norway progressed on goal difference.
6-0. That is what matters when you have the whipping boys in your group. Yeah. Try and take advantage of the whipping boys.
And whip them.
And another team you have to look in this competition has to be Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark has scored lots of set pieces in this competition.
Yeah. And if you look at their
last game, you look at their last game, I think they played was it 4-0 or 5-0, and four out of that 5 goals were from set pieces. A central defender, Ilix, has 3 goals now in this competition, all of set piece.
You know, when we talk about set piece, no team have actually scored through a free kick from this tournament. The only thing they've scored, like Ireland, Maccabi scored through a corner kick. That was the goal that they used to win. But when we talk about set, probably through corner kick, right?
Japan will give you a set piece goal.
We have not seen anybody score through that. That is one thing we have been expecting in this World Cup. We want to see the first country to score through a free kick from maybe outside the team box. We have not seen that. We have not seen that so far. We've seen they've scored through a corner kick, but we've not seen through a free kick.
Well, Solomon said he was rooting for a free kick goal. Yeah. But I think I've seen some beautiful goals that I love. Yeah. One of them is the Linda Caicedo.
Oh, nice.
And another you have to love is the goal from Spain against against Zambia. The opening goal. Yeah, the opening fantastic goal. Well-taken goal.
And the second one was still from Linda Caicedo. The first goal against Costa Rica. A beauty. And it's the 76th minute of the game between Costa Rica and Zambia. And Zambia still leading 2-1, saved by 2 offside flag. And 75th minute of the game between Japan and Spain. Some will call them the Spaniards. You know, their female team, the female national team. Being Pumel trashed. Because if you don't show up for a match, it's still new. So did they show up today?
It's not like they didn't show up. They show up for the match today. They were just unfortunate to find themselves 3-0 down. You know, Japan took advantage of that. They took their chances when they got it. So it's not like Spain didn't come into the party at all. They actually held their own in the second half. You can see that the game has actually looked like 50-50 in the second half. No much chances created by both teams, and that is one thing the Spaniard coach really needs to work on in this team, so that they don't get. I expect them to actually come into when it gets to the second round. After this game, we'll be knowing who they'll actually be facing off in the second half. And let's see how the team is. But you have a Spain team that you know can beat any team any day. They're just unfortunate to actually be playing a very good team like these Japanese girls.
No, yeah, very. If you look at the formation of the defense of the Japanese, you see that it is the flow.
That should be a goal for us.
If you see the flow of the defense and the midfield, it's like they just mastered it. It's like they planned it and they mastered it, the way they flew. It will be very difficult for anybody to score. But definitely they're going to concede goal, but it's not going to be a lot of goal. Yeah. Given the fact that they have a very defensive understanding with the midfield and the back line. You understand? That is what I see, and that is one thing that is making it so difficult for the Spaniard to actually have a flow through the 18 box of the Japanese side.
Yeah. Entry into the box has been their problem. But they've actually maintained their pattern of football.
So far now,
what they used to play.
So far, a group has been decided. Group A.
And this group is also decided already. It's just formality.
No, this one has been decided, but we are just waiting for the team that will top the group.
Yeah. Top the group. And who will be third?
This is Group C.
Yeah.
Spain, with what is happening now, will end up, if it ends like this, we'll end up with 6 points. Yeah. Costa Rica, if it ends like this, will be going up with nothing. They will go back the way they came. And Zambia, if it ends like this, will be going on with 3 points.
And I'm sure they'll be so happy, ending with that.
And another thing we have to give to this Japanese side. What we have to give to them is that they are the only team who have scored 10 goals in this tournament. With what they have, that is They're defensive and they're high scoring side also. So it looks clean for them.
And they've not considered.
And they've not considered. It looks good for them.
Yeah.
It looks so good for them.
One of the teams they'll be facing in the second round. They actually need to start taking note of them and taking note of how to actually take advantage of any mistakes in that team.
If it ends like this, we'll be topping the group.
Yeah.
And looking at it, the way it looks now, if Nigeria tops our group, we will end up facing Norway.
No. I think we are facing group.
We are in Group B.
We are in Group B. We are facing Group D. We are facing Group D.
We are facing Group D. Not
that's the England group.
That's the England group.
Yes, that's what we are facing.
Oh.
So it's either England or Switzerland for us.
All right. All right. Is it that?
If we top,
is it that England
or Switzerland?
Not Switzerland. No.
Denmark. Is it Denmark?
Yeah, Denmark.
England, Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good if we avoid England. Let's stop the group and avoid England.
But there's no team that cannot be beaten.
Wow.
There's nothing that cannot be beaten. Of course.
Football has taught us that. Lauren James can be pocketed.
I don't fancy Nigeria playing against England. I don't even see that game right now.
And
probably when we get to the quarterfinal.
And we have to consider about the Super. When we get to the Super Falcons, when they play, we'll talk about that.
And
they have not been defeated so far.
We want our viewers to engage in this conversation. Let's know your mind. Which team, which pairing do you want to see?
Even South Africa still
in the
South Africa stand a chance of qualifying to the
second round. They have a chance.
If they defeat,
they will have to bring their calculator though.
Africans we are used to bringing calculators to the game of football. Even as Nigeria, even as much as we are talking about Nigeria today, we are still bringing our calculator to the game by the time the game starts.
Because there are a lot of things to be calculated in the a lot of things we need the calculator for now. Because right now, if there is a draw, where will Nigeria be?
Nigeria is qualified.
And what about if they defeat Nigeria? If they defeat Nigeria,
a draw is all Nigeria needs.
Okay, what about if they defeat Nigeria?
Ireland now the scoreline
because we have one goal advantage right now. If we're losing 1-0 to Ireland, that is 0 goal. And you look at what's it called? You look at a team like Canada. If Canada should play draw today, that means they'll have that is 3. How many points does Canada have now? They have 4 points.
Yeah.
If they play draw, that is 5 points. And they'll have a goal advantage ahead of Nigeria, right? If they should play full-time draw. Same thing with what's it called?
Australia. Australia 3 points.
Don't forget that these teams actually defeat. Okay, Australia will be going out if they play full-time draw at 4 points. Yeah. But don't forget that these teams actually defeated what's it called? Ireland in this group. So all Nigeria just need in this game is not a lose. A lose is not even a lose is out of calculation.
A loss is
but if they lost,
a win is what we actually a win or draw.
But if they lost, the Nigeria still stand chance to qualify. Do you agree with me?
It depends on the result coming from the
yeah. That is if these people
so I don't like the conversation of if in our do your job on the field so that you don't bring if into the picture.
Of course,
if was the if is also the wife of Adam.
I know.
We know what the end is.
This is the moment of if. But I understand
what
you're saying.
We don't want to be hearing that. Let them do the job on the field. Oshagun, what do you think?
I'm even tired of the if.
You're
not even seeing the if from positive
part. Have you
seen from the negative part?
A board that they've used marker.
Do you know why I'm bringing
this?
Do you know why I'm bringing up this issue? These are the questions that will be in the mind of our viewers, and they will be asking themselves. So we should be able to clear it out for them.
No. We are going to clear that.
Yeah.
But that's the chance for the Japanese. And that is the fourth goal. That was the worst beater of the goal.
Brilliance.
Wow.
From the Japanese female national team.
And they are not stopping.
The goal scorer cut into the box and bend the ball to the left corner.
Top corner of the box. Wow, that was a fantastic goal.
That's a beauty.
A beautiful goal.
That's a beauty. The goal is scored by Shagun's favorite, Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka. And she came in on the 68th minute. Now she has registered her name on the score sheet. Well, so far so good for Japan. So far not so good for Spain. Japan leading 4 goals.
Wow, that's a beautiful goal.
Look at it. And especially when one of them caught.
You look
at the depth in this Japanese squad. If a player like Tamaka is not starting today, and they are still actually defeating a good team like Spain 3-0, it shows how good this team is. Went straight for the top corner, and it went straight into the net for the 4th goal of the Japanese in this game. 4-0 Japan leads. I think Spain will be asking themselves, what have we done?
What did they do?
What
do you think Spain did wrong?
I can't even just pinpoint one thing because they've actually played their game in this game.
Yeah.
But the defense, hitting them on counter has actually been their problem in this game. They've not kept it cool with teams hitting them on counter. We saw it against Spain, against Zambia also. The Zambians tried hitting them on counter, but the end product was what eluded the Zambians in that game. But you have a team that is actually good at it, and they are taking their chances. They hit these Spaniards on the counter, and straight off it's into the net. So that is the difference between an African team and a very good Asian team. It brings me back to the question of Solomon. They were talking about Africans winning the FIFA World Cup. Yeah. I was telling you that we are still even far behind the Asians, and you can see it today. We are far behind the Asians. We still have to up our game so much.
Solomon, what do you think Spain did wrong?
Well, they actually good side, but when you have a team that is better, when you have a team that is better, it becomes so difficult. But to me, I still feel that they did not sit down to actually check this Japanese side very well and come up with a strategy. Because if you look at it, the way the Japanese player just
that's the chance was that's a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. Talking about the Costa Rican goalkeeper. Zambia were almost scoring a goal that would have looked like the Japanese goal.
Number 17
so what the Spaniards were supposed to do now, these people very well. They are very clinical when it comes to scoring goal. You are not supposed to give them that chance, because you look at it, most of the goals scored, 3 of the goals out of the 4 goals scored were well placed shots. You understand what I'm saying? We are well placed shot. 2 from outside the box, 2 from inside. You understand what I'm saying? So that means you are giving them that opportunity, time and space to settle down. In your final thought, to settle down and get that shot, and they are very clinical. So those are the areas where they are supposed to stop.
If you look at it realistically, what Spain, what is covering their woes is their possession.
Yeah.
They are too exposed defensively.
At the back.
It's just their problem. Their defense, terrible.
Now you can see how many Spanish players are out there to attack. It's very easy for the Japanese to hit them on the counter.
Yeah,
you're losing 4-0, you're still pushing about 5 to 6 players into the box.
If they're playing a small team, a team does not get themselves to get the possession, the dominance, will not let the defensive
another chance for the Zambia. Let's see what Banda can do there.
Wow. So, but when that was a good chance for Banda Barbara, but the game is still 2-1. So when you look at it, Shegun, what do you think Spain should do? Their defense is porous. This is just the reality check, because they faced a very good team. A very good team and a fast-paced team, like Japan. Is why the defense is actually showing up that way. And don't forget, this Japan can actually, they can actually do this against any team. Because one thing I've seen in Japan games in this group stage is that if you're trying to mark out this Japan, then you have to find a way to cut them out on the counter. And if you're cutting them off the counter, you're opening yourself for more shots from outside. So that's shortcoming is what teams have not really found in this Japan. They've not found it out in this Japanese side. Solomon, don't you think they should just mark out the lines? The front of the box line. When you have 2 good number 4.
Yes.
Your defense will be under less pressure.
Less pressure.
You can see, sorry to bring in the males, Arsenal bringing in Rice. Maybe your father Rice, we don't know. But bringing in Rice, because the workload was too much on Partey last season. So you can see the left back is actually a suspect in this game. The Spanish left back is actually a suspect. The other game against Zambia, we didn't see that because they didn't see a team that could expose them. No, Zambia actually tried exposing them. Zambia were good on the counter.
Yeah, good on the counter, but the end product was their issue that day. The end product was the issue against Spain. And you know, the 5-0 did let us see the true reflection of the game.
So, is the 88th minute of the game between Japan and Spain 4-0?
89 minutes.
Well, I'm surprised.
Yeah, they will go back to the drawing board. You know, they will know their lapses.
Everybody
they will know the lapses because you know when it comes to the knockout game, there's no a chance for a second time. Once you make your mistake, you're back on the next flight back to your country.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have to be talking about the defense of the Spaniard side right now because this is not the right time to talk about their defense. One, if supposing they needed to be defending, if they needed to be defending, we would have been talking about their defense. But no, so where are you now?
Let's work with the reality of things.
I know what I'm saying. I said what I'm trying to say is it's unfortunate. That's what we have to be talking about their defense.
Somebody will say it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we are talking about their defense now. This is not time because one, we don't expect them to go back.
Why is not the time to talk about their defense?
No. We are supposed to be talking of. By now, we're talking about them going forward to score to equalize. But now they are
the best form of attack is defense.
The defense has been a problem in this game. So that is the shortcoming we can actually
that's the shortcoming.
Yeah, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Do you know that? Do you know that if they didn't concede in this game, they would have been topping this group. So their defense is extremely.
Now imagine them topping this group, and let's say okay, Japan actually came into this game with respecting the Spaniards that they are good, or Japan coming to this game looking like okay, all we need is a draw against Spain. We don't need to take the game to the Spanish. We've qualified for the second round already.
But they wanted to
and this Spain team goes on into the second round and face a team like Colombia or Germany. They will expose them. They will expose this defense.
Of course. They will now. But it's also unfortunate that it's the defense we are talking about now because they have not done well.
Who has been the problem in this game?
In this game, in the Spanish side. Yes. In the Spanish side. Of course, it's the defense.
So when you want to talk, when we're talking about defense,
so we are talking about it. If you understand my language, and when I say it's unfortunate, do you know what
I like the heated conversation. A quick update too about what happened yesterday. Switzerland played a new draw that confirmed New Zealand knockout. New Zealand just needed to win that game, and they couldn't. It was quite unfortunate.
It was quite unfortunate for the host nation.
Well, we hope it won't be unfortunate for Zambia if they concede.
I'm sure the Zambia goalkeeper.
They have 9 minutes additional.
The Zambia goalkeeper will be checking at that time and just praying that the 9 minutes comes to an end. Is that a goal? No. That was
and there's 3 minutes additional time.
That was almost looking like the first free kick that would have been a goal.
Between Japan and
Spain. By Japan. A well-taken one by Japan.
And Solomon wanted to see a free kick.
No, they're actually good when it comes to
He wanted to see a free kick.
When it comes to
I wanted to see a free kick. That was close.
They are good. And they actually have the power behind the ball.
No, they don't fight for corner kick.
They don't.
They are not that. They are not that tall.
1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Number 17.
Finally, it's confirmed. Zambia gets the first victory in the FIFA Female World Cup.
Yeah.
And you can see
the lady that scored deserved that goal because she has really worked hard.
She has actually been one of the first. They are one of their fantastic players right from the first game. Wow. I'm sure the coach, what's the name of that?
Bruce Mwepe.
Will actually be will be so happy. I'm sure the Zambians will actually take this as a
sorry, we are just trying to you know the names. We are not trying to it's just
Bruce Mwepe.
Just want to
you're talking about Bruce Mwepe. She has been their coach since 2018.
Wow, that's a good pass from
He has been their coach since 2018, and he took them to the AFCON, and he did well. But I was surprised in this World Cup, and well, his experience. He needed the experience, and he have added the experience to his CV.
In a group with Japan and Spain. If Nigeria is in this group too, we will face this type of problem. These two teams are actually, far ahead of both of the remaining two teams in this group, far ahead of teams from Africa. We don't stand a chance against Spain and what's it called, Japan. No disrespect to the Nigerian ladies, but these two teams are actually fantastic. It's just unfortunate for Zambia. Zambia played a fantastic game at this World Cup, but like I always say, I'll just go with the positivities in their play and what they'll bring back to the African game. Lot of positivities from the Zambia ladies. You can see that pass from what's it called, Banda, that led to that goal.
Yeah,
that is a beautiful pass from a talisman.
Well, the talisman gave the pass. The second talis lady scored the goal, made it 3-1 for Zambia. The name of the goal scorer is Kundananji.
Yeah, they have something to celebrate, you know, something
no,
to
they have
debate
something
about.
To cheer,
and
to
you can say they went to the first World Cup and they got
a victory.
Not
just a goal, but
not just a goal, you know.
No, it's so good to see that all African teams now has gotten something.
No,
at least a point.
South Africa hasn't gotten a victory.
They got a point. They got something.
At least let the four of them get a victory at this point.
And all four too have scored.
And
that's the game between Japan and Spain. Japan won 4-0. Congratulations to Japan. Spain, go and we wish you better tomorrow.
Wow, you can see this Japanese celebrating.
Tomorrow never dies.
Oh, tomorrow never dies.
It never dies. So, it's the 5th minute of additional time in the game between Costa Rica and Zambia. And I hope you are enjoying this game as much as we are enjoying it, because I'm actually enjoying the argument between Shegun and Solomon. It has brought life to this live show. See, Zambia. Shegun, what do you think they should take from this World Cup?
Well, positivities. There are so much positivities from it. You know, they've unearthed some players, and you know they can take positivity and learn a lot from the games. You know, I'm sure the coach will be taking back some of the games they play, like the game they play against Japan and Spain. They'll be going back and trying to make a review of that game and try to work on their mistakes from that game. You can see that when they play against a team that is not. Let me just say a team that is like on their level. They actually brought their A game, and everything they tried in the game against Japan and Spain that they worked out for them there, it's working out for them in this game against Costa Rica. So what they really need to work on is, I think they need to unearth another player that will give them the exact work rate of Banda Brabra. If they have two players that plays like Brabra and has that same work rate like her, then they have a fantastic squad to work with. Yeah. And they actually need another goalkeeper. That is one of their greatest undoing in this competition.
Solomon, what do you think Zambia should take from this FIFA World Cup and grow with it?
Of course, they have to take a lot of things. One, for them to go back and sit down and ask themselves, what did we actually do wrong that we got out of the World Cup? You know, the first match they played, second match they played, it was not a favorable result they got. And this third match, I think they were able to win it. They have their heads up high, going home with 3 goals in the World Cup in their debutant year. Yeah, 3 goals and 1 victory. To me, it's a very good result. No, I don't want to say excellent, but it's a very good result. And then they have to, first of all, go back home, check why did we consider so much goal in our first. Let me say, why did we consider so much goal playing against big teams? So you have to come down. Okay, next time I want to play with big team. What will I do? First of all, I will start with my defense. You understand? Start with my defense. Make sure you don't consider goal, and also, as you work with the defense, also work with your striker, and maybe counter will have been setting up for a counter will have been the best option against bigger team. You know that you cannot mark them one-on-one when it comes to flowing football.
You don't have to match teams one-on-one.
Yeah.
You just need to pick your moment. Football is decided.
Exactly. Pick your moment.
Just pick your moment and hurt your opponent.
Work on your opponent's
weakness.
That is the work on your opponent's weakness.
And the game between Japan and Spain just ended. 4-0, Japan won. The goals were scored by Miyazawa in the 12th minute, Ueki in the 29th minute. 40th minute, Miyazawa scored a second goal of the game. And Tanaka scored a brilliant goal at the 83rd minute. So Japan won that game 4-0. Wow, surprising. And the quick rule out of the start. Expected goal ratio, Japan 1.03, Spain 0.64. Ball possession, Japan 23%, Spain 77%. You see what I was saying about using their possession to cover their weaknesses. Goal attempt 8 to Japan, 10 to Spain. Shot on goal 5 to Japan. Now, when you
can see they have more shots than
yes,
Japan
but more shots on goal from Japan. Having 5 shots on goal and scoring 4.
That is how clinical they are.
That's so clinical.
That's it. So it was only one shot. It was only one shot that went on that goal post.
That goal post, and it was close. Yeah. And it was very, very close. And
I'm sure that's the free kick. That's the free kick. That's the free kick that went.
And those goals too, there was nothing Spanish goalkeeper could do.
So there's nothing the goalkeeper could have done
about
it.
So the free kick 12 in favor of Japan and 4 for Spain. Japan didn't have any corner kick.
I told you once, I said they are not fighting for corner kick with you guys.
They are playing to their strength. Imagine completed passes for Japan is just 172 and you score 4 goals with it. While Spain had 842.
As early as the 7th minute in this game, when I was checking the statistics, Spain already had 99 completed passes as early as 7 minutes.
Imagine.
So the passes is not really. It's just that they face a team that is actually fast paced. Because what Spain actually plays in their game is they try to tire out their opponents with a lot of passes they make. Because you'll be doing a lot of runnings. But they face a Japanese side that they have a lot of runnings in their their tank is actually filled.
They can soak pressure too. They can soak pressure because dangerous attack. Japan had just 7. They scored 4.
4 from it.
And Spain had 52.
Imagine.
With no goal. Football.
So that was what I was saying. It's not like Spain actually relaxed or they didn't learn anything coming into this game. They actually played a fantastic game of football today. It's just unfortunate for them that the scoreline
didn't
reflect what we saw
but
in the game.
They didn't actually. You have to create clear-cut chances to score. How many clear-cut chances did we see today? They really need to work.
I think any moment from now, the ref should be actually signaling the final
whistle for the game.
For the game between Costa Rica and Zambia.
Well, it has been a good game for Zambia. So far, so good for them. And so now, Group C has been decided. Japan tops that group with 9 points.
9 points.
Spain second, 6 points. Then Zambia 3 points. Zambia and Costa Rica no point. Both of them are eliminated from the FIFA World Cup. They are going on back to their mummies and their daddies. Or maybe their spouses. Well, they gave a fair trial to themselves in the World Cup. It's not bad. Sometimes you lose to come to later win. Well, everybody don't win.
You can see the players, they're so happy, get to that victory. It's already in the history. It's in the history book.
Yeah, that they
the
had
first set of players that got Zambia the first victory when it comes to World Cup. And don't forget, it's not even just the female alone. Even as a whole, FIFA World Cup as a whole, when it comes to Zambia, the male teams, they've never qualified for the FIFA World Cup. And this set of girls got Zambia as the first victory on the world stage. So something to celebrate, something to cheer about.
A quick one. Let me start with Solomon. Your take on the 2 games. Costa Rica, Zambia, Japan, Spain.
All right, let me quickly talk about the Zambian side. It was a good, highly contested game. It's good because I expected Zambia to win this match so that they can redeem their image, and they won it because I checked their style of play. I expected Zambia to win this match and they won. But the match that is so disappointing, I never expected the Japanese side to win against Spain. It was a surprising result to me, and it was not just surprising, not 1-0, not 2-0, 4-0. It's massive. I never expected that. I didn't see that coming. Judging from the way Spain used to play and the caliber of players they have in their squad, I felt that it would have been probably a draw or a goal or but
both teams to score.
But Spain were not able to score.
Is that your prediction?
I'm just giving, bro. Before you begin to tell the world that I'm playing go.
So, go to show me your take.
Wow, fantastic game of football from both centers. You look at the Japanese game. It's a game of tactical brilliance, and what really matters for the 2 teams, and that is what you get when you have 2 top nations playing against each other. What really matters is you taking taking and making you good use of your chances, and that's what we saw from the what's it called, Japanese created 5 chances and scored 4 from it. It shows how clinical they are in front of goal. And you know, don't take anything away from the Spaniards. They are also clinical on their day. It's not just their day at the office. Coming to the Zambia, so happy for them. You know, another African country getting a victory, and not just an African country. This is a debutant at the FIFA World Cup, getting a victory. They have something to actually, you know, cheer up with, and you know, work with.
It's actually good.
A lot of money for the girls. A lot of money for the girls. They have so many things to actually celebrate. So it's about what we have to do next in Africa and what Zambia have to do next to actually grow. Beautiful game of football from the 2 centers, no doubt.
Well, what do we have to do next in Africa? Well, time reveals. We will see what we will do in the process of time. We hope they've learned a lot from it, especially the people at the ends of their affairs and managing corruption in African football. And on that note, we are going to take a short break because the break will be not too long, because there is a game coming next by 11 today. So it's just like a break because we are coming back very soon for the game between Ireland and Nigeria. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be a cracker. We know a lot of Nigerians want to watch that game. And we'll be here live giving you updates, bit by bit, minute by minute, giving you our point of view, our objective view from this standpoint. And we hope you join the conversation too. So we want to hear from you, to hear your view too. Because it takes 2 to tango. We are here for you. And you can also join in the conversation. So Zambia won 3-1. Japan won 4-0. The 2 unique things about the game, they score 4 goals each in the games. And it's been, when you have goals in football games, you enjoy it to the fullest. So don't forget, now give up, now fuck up. Don't give up. Keep chasing your dreams till you get it. So from Adeyemi, your host today, Solomon, thank you. Shegun, thank you. We are still coming back actually. And I'll be on the other side. I love the other side actually. So thank you for joining us. God bless you.